Okay, guys, welcome to our second session. Welcome to our second session, guys, as we will be recording this one, right? So please make sure that you are muted. Did I send the link to Tato? Trisha,
Leadership.
I think I didn't send him. Okay, I'm sending him. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling so tired today. I don't know what's happening. So this coming week on our systematic BCB strategy, we're going to be looking at, I think Euro GBP is one of them, right? We're going to be looking at Euro GBP.
Yeah, Euro GBP. Yeah.
We're going to be looking at Euro GBP. There's some very interesting areas that we could take advantage of right there. As I've already explained, that on monthly, we've got the horizontal movement, a sideways trend. Horizontal movement, sideways trend right there. So the market has been consolidating in this area, support and then resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Then could expect them to go to the upside direction, right? Then yeah, that's what we are seeing on the monthly time frame. So as we drop to weekly, the market has been creating some lower lows from this area, right? We've been breaking to the downside direction. There was no higher high which has ever been taken out by the market, right? And then all of a sudden there was this equal low first. After the equal low, then the market broke to the upside direction. We believe that they are coming back to retrace into this area. Then they continue to fulfill the last touch that needs to be touched on the horizontal movement, right? So we've got this area of interest. We've got this area of interest right there. Why do I call this an area of interest? Is because we've got so many touches from that area that took place, right? So for me, it makes that area one of the most important area. So as you drop down to daily, you'll realize that the market has been touching to that area so many times and go back again. So this makes it a strong resistance. And finally, it broke out from there. We expect them to retrace, then they continue to go out. That's our systematic BCB strategy right there. So we are gonna wait for them to give us a reaction from this current area that the market is at. If they don't give any candlestick formation, we are not going to take the trade. We're just gonna wait for other entries. I love the fact that the market has been trading below the EMA as it was breaking all these structures. And then as they come back, we want to still continue to see them doing the same thing that they did as they were going up, right? So it's very much important to pay attention to the direction of the market or to the current market movement that is taking place right now. So please, let's make sure that we don't make any irrational decision right there. We are all in that particular area, in the same page. I meant to say, we are all in the same page. I hope you guys understand. So that's our first pair that we're going to be looking at this week, right? So the next pair it's going to be Euro USD. Euro USD, I believe that we spoke about last week. It's one of the most beautiful pair with a very beautiful entry, which we already took. So we expected the market to break after this head and shoulder, right? Head and shoulder, and then the market came back to retrace from the neckline and expected them to retrace a little bit from there. Then they drop to this area of interest, right? So since we are within the trade, we expect the market to continuously drop from there, right? And then as we drop down to small time frame, we can see the market is already started creating these lower lows from there, right? So we are very much happy with the type of movement that it's doing. We just hope that they will continue to create these lower lows to the downside up until they hit our TP level, right? I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but I believe that every one of you can see that this is our previous a higher high from here. This is where the market created a little bit of an area of interest before they go to the upside direction, right? And then, so we expect the market to close this imbalance that they left also in this area. So we believe that this is going to be another opportunity for the market to do what? To close this imbalance that they left. So yeah, guys, this is what we're going to be looking at. We hope and believe that it will respect our analysis and then up until we can hit our TP level. As we already started and we are floating on some profits, we just have to continue to hold and see what the market will give us from this week, right? Then the third pair that we are going to look at, it's US30 as we have analyzed it with the team as well. So starting from weekly, Tato, are you there?
I'm here, my brother.
Yeah. How many minutes are left there?
Come again, sorry.
How many minutes are left there?
Minutes. It hasn't started counting down. I think you're still good.
Okay. So here's another pair that we looked at as well, right? We looked at US 30. So we brought our EMA. The EMA was showing us a very nice confluence right there. As we all can see, the market has broken from the EMA long time ago. Then they came back to retrace back into that area. We expect a very massive drop from there. But before that massive we've been waiting for some time, analyzing it, looking at it, how it could possibly drop, right? So what I love about this pair right now currently is that we've got this doji candlestick that has taken place at this particular area. So we would expect, as we all know, that a doji means indecision. So we would expect we would expect or rather understand what the communication from the market is trying to give to us, that there is an indecision in a particular area, since also that area it serves as a neckline after the market previously created some equal highs right there, right? So, and then they broke out, they came back to retrace. So we expect a massive drop, but then now we want to drop to small time frame and see what the small time frames are giving us. Let's go to daily and see what daily is actually saying, right? So as you all can see, the EMA was already trading above, but there's a little bit of consolidation at that particular area that it is. Hence, that's why you can see it's moving inside. The minute it moves inside, it shows some sort of like equality of movement, right? But I love the fact that the previous candlestick also rejected the market up until to the last previous higher high, right? I love the fact of that. And I love the fact that the last candlestick that we had on daily, it was bearish. So bearish, it also symbolizes that maybe the bears will take over the price from the bulls. But we still have a lot of homework to do, or rather, a lot of patience to exercise in a particular area of interest. So as we drop down to small time frame, which is H4, as we all can see, the EMA is still trading below the market, which is not something good. We would love to see the EMA trading above the market, then the market trade below the EMA, right? But what I like about it is that we've got some equal high that is taking place right over there. And that simple means equality, as I've already explained previously, right? So we've got this area of interest, but there's something that I want us to look at. Let me start maybe even here. So the market is making some higher low, high, higher lows, higher high, and then they took out the previous higher low, and then they failed to sustain as they were just supposed to come back here and retrace, and then they drop. They failed to hold the price, then the price continued to go up, right? But as the price continued to go up, we see some consolidation, a little bit of consolidation in that particular area. Then we see some equal highs, then we expect the market to drop to the downside direction, right? So here, all we have is just the equal highs that are there, even though they are not really that much clean, but it's okay. We will work on it, right? So I love the fact that when I drop down to H1, I see some break of structure from the current movement, right? So if we were to focus here, we had these higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows, higher high. Please mute yourself, Ngubane. Ngubane, please mute yourself. Mute yourself. And then we've got these. I think, Tato, if you can look at this, this could be another head and shoulder. Can you see it?
Yeah, definitely,
This
definitely. I
could be
can see
another
that.
head and shoulder, and then this is a neckline, then the market is coming back there, and then we expect a drop. I think the market structure is already broken on H1, and then I love the fact that the EMA is already trading above. But I would love also the other time frames for the EMA to trade above. But this could be another head and shoulder, right? I love this. I love this. I love this. This could be another head and shoulder. Then we drop down, right? So you have to keep an eye on the US 30 and be patient. And remember, these are indices that don't really play when it comes to the market. So you have to be very much careful when you're approaching them, right? So yeah, I'm gonna drop to 30 minutes. That is the last time frame that I'm going to look at. And then as you can see on 30 minutes as well, we have the same thing that we've been looking at. When you drop down to small time frame, all you're trying to do is just to figure out the market structure, what is creating. Are we already on the move of the higher high? So are we still on the are we already on the move of the lower low? Or are we still on the move of the higher highs, right? But here, I love what I'm seeing as well as the market has been coming from the downside, creating these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. I think this was a lower low because it broke the previous higher low, right? And then the market fights and go back and create a higher high, right? And then they start pulling down, create a higher low, and then they consolidated a little bit from that area, and then they broke out the structure. As you can see, all these higher lows were taken out, right? Were all taken out, and then the market went back to retrace. As they are retracing, you can see we've got an evening star right there. Would expect a shift from the market to the downside direction, right? So we all have seen when I'm pairing the EMA, it's already trading above as well. The market is trading below. That's another confluence that we want, right? So I believe you guys understand the US 30 part as well, that we will be waiting for some continuation of bearish movement. You don't have to rush on it because if you rush, you will crash. Yeah, so the next pair will be OD CAD. although we still have a lot of work to do. We still have some patience to exercise right there. So yep, as you all can see, overall the market has been creating some lower lows, right? So meaning we are trading on a downtrend overall, right? As much as currently we are looking at an uptrend, but overall we are looking at a downtrend, right? So as you can see from the previous, the market has been creating some higher highs, come back to retrace from that equal high, failed to hold the price. The market continued to go up, and then they go to the upside direction, creating these higher highs. Drop to the downside. They create a little bit of consolidation right there, but moving to the upside direction, then they drop to the downside. Then they come back to that area of interest. We would expect the market to continue to drop down, right? Let me see what the EMA is saying. The EMA is trading above. It's in our favor. I love what I'm seeing. So yeah, when we drop today, let's see what we can find. But there's still a little bit of some weight that needs to be exercised. I love the fact that we have gotten to the area of interest when it comes to the daily time frame, because this is an area of interest for me where we are sitting at. I would love for them to keep maintaining that area without not breaking it to the upside direction, because that's going to be telling us another story, right? Why do we say this is an area of interest? The market has been bouncing to this area for so many times, multiple times, right? Which I don't want to count how many times, and then they finally came down. But before they broke, they were trying to retrace back into that area, although they didn't get that much high, right? And then they dropped massively to the downside. They came back again. As they approaching that area of interest that they left previously, you could see that they were struggling, creating these higher highs on a very consolidating movement, right? So what we want to see from them, from this area of interest, we want to see them start creating these lower lows to the downside direction. Then we will know that, okay, it's about time for the bells to take over the price. I don't know if I already brought the EMA, but I just wanted to see, okay, the EMA is still trading inside because there's a consolidation that is taking place at that particular area. So we still have to exercise some weight, like I've emphasized previously, right? And then when we come to this side, we still have to wait. This is 4 hour time frame. I love the fact that it's respecting. We've got this equal high at that particular area, which is this, right? I love the fact that we've got this equal high, that now I want to see now the market continuously go to the downside direction. This is what I want to see. That's when now we'll start looking for some sells. But right now, at the moment, we have nothing to execute the trade with. We just have to continue to exercise patience. That's where now patience comes in. I believe that you guys have heard when they say trading is 10% analysis and then 90% weight, right? As you can see here, the market, what it's been doing, it's been moving in some horizontal funny way. It's not the normal horizontal that we used to. I would love to see them maybe create a double top, come back to retrace from there, drop to the downside, come back to retrace until they can break these previous lower low in this area of interest right here. I'm not interested into this pair. I want to see them dropping all of them. I mean, like breaking all of them. When I say dropping all of these support area, I want to see all of them taken out. That's when now I will start looking for some sales in the market. But currently at the moment, I would advise that we still continue to wait for the market to continue giving us some market reaction or confirmation, right? So yeah, there's nothing much. I think the 30 minutes is the same as the 1 hour that we're coming from. We're just gonna wait for the market to start creating these lower lows until we can find our next entry on it, right? We also spoke about the SP 500, but I think it's moved the same as the US 30. There isn't really much interesting on it. If you've been looking at the US 30, you will definitely know that what is it that we're talking about. Guys, how many minutes I'm left with, Tato? You'll definitely know.
Yeah, it's not showing. No, I'm not sure because it's not showing on my side.
Check from
Yeah,
the
there's instant.
check from the time I sent you the link, and then you check the time.
Okay,
You know how
all
many.
right, sure.
So yeah, guys, as we said, the SP500, it's nothing but the same thing as US 30, right? As you can see, we had these equal highs right there, which the market created. They broke out from the neckline. After breaking out, they're coming back to retrace, and then they're gonna drop down. So on the daily time frame, they closed from Friday. They already gave us a candlestick that looks like doji, although I'm a little bit concerned about the shadow below because that might look like a
Sorry, Lester.
yes,
It's 10 minutes, ne?
sure, because that might look like a, a doji, but probably look like a hammer pin bar as well. I don't know. What do you think that candlestick is, Tato? Do you think that's a doji or do you think that's a
The
hammer?
red one
The last candlestick.
looks like it's a hammer pin bar.
Yeah, it's a hammer. It's not a
Hammer
doji.
pin. Yeah.
Because we've got this long shadow, that doesn't make sense at all for
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's a hammer pin bar.
me. What do you guys think? Nzala Machuma, what candlestick is that one?
I think it's a helmet.
Okay. Jacqueline Ndweni, what candlestick do you think that is?
I
Jacqueline,
think it's a hammer candlestick.
yeah?
I think it's a hammer candlestick.
It's a hammer pin bar. Karabo, what do you think that one is? Karabo,
A hammer.
Karabo.
Yes, I think it's a hammer.
Okay, Kabelo.
I also think that it's a MSN.
Okay. There are some who are cheating us here. If I can ask you what is a hammer pin bar, it's like you're just it's like they're following the trend. Everyone is saying it's a hammer pin bar. Let's go along. Let's hit along with him. But anyway, guys, I think as I was saying, SP500, it looks beautiful, but there's still a little bit of some weight that needs to be done. It looks like exactly how US 30 is moving. I'm gonna drop down to one to daily time frame as well so that we can look at it on what it's exactly is doing, right? I love the fact that it rejected from the previous high that we had at the current market, and then as it was rejecting, it came and closed below the previous candlestick, right? And also another element, I love the fact that we closed with a bearish candlestick. I don't know whether it's a doji, that one, or it's what, but it's a bearish candlestick, Oxala, all that matters, right? So I will believe that if they are to drop from these equal highs, we will have something like this, and then they drop to the downside direction, right? But we still have to exercise what?
Patience.
Exercise some patience, right? So yeah, as you can see, they're trying to break the previous lower low, but they haven't as yet. We've got that equal high. Yeah, we want to see them doing this break and then come back to retrace, and then come back and drop. And then you retrace again. That's what we want to see them doing. Then they drop. So these are the things that we want.
Leadership.
Yes, leadership. Come again.
Can we quickly check AUDJPY before we leave?
Okay, I think we're done here. So we're just waiting for that, guys. I'm gonna drop to 1 hour and then just show you something the last thing, then we're done. And yeah, I love the fact that on 1 hour, as you can see, the market has been creating some higher highs, and then higher high, higher low, and then yeah, higher low. Then they fail to go above now. They break down those structures, and then we expect them to drop to the downside. That's what we want to see continuously happening. But if the market never do something like this or respond to our analysis, there's nothing wrong with our strategic, our systematic BCB. It's always normal that the market sometimes reject our analysis or your technical analysis. We are not always going to get it right. I hope you guys understand. Okay, leadership, you said I should quickly go to what before we are kicked out?
AUDJPY.
AUDJPY. AUD. Okay, AUDJPY. Let's quickly jump on it. AUDJPY. AUDJPY. Uze nenye. Uze nenye.
Isn't it the pair that we talked about the other night on TikTok, this one?
Think so.
I think so. I think so.
I think so. Okay. Let's find out where was the last higher low. Ne? I know it's going to be a little bit tricky one, but let's try to find out. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low, and then higher low, lower low, fail to hold, right? Go create a new higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then higher low. And then they go create the higher, and then they go create a higher low, right? And the market break the previous higher low, they go down. What would we expect? We'd expect them to come back to this area here before they drop to the downside, right? Need to do something. Let's bring the trend line.
Or maybe I got it wrong. There is a pair which you gave us to look on with Tato. I think it was the day of TikTok session. I can't
You think you got it wrong?
remember. I thought it's this one.
You thought it's this one?
Yeah, there is a pair which was promising. I can't remember. You gave us the other day on TikTok session. I can't remember. I thought it was this one.
Yeah, I think it was this one. Okay. So when you drop to weekly, né? Weekly says that they have been creating some lower lows. So let's look at this. The tricky one. The tricky one. Leadership.
2 minutes left.
Okay, it even started counting from my side, those countdown. It means we still have another 10 minutes.
Still have time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I want us to look at this pair, Trisha, very quickly. So these lower lows. You see here, it never left any imbalance. It moved nicely, right? So we expect that from here, the market must make a shift to the downside, right? So, yeah. I think it's this.
Yeah, this is the pair. I don't know if Tato remembers, but I think it is the pair.
Yeah, I remember doing a UDJPY last week. It could be one.
So we have this neckline right there, which the market created this equal high, and they drop to the downside. Yeah, it's the one in this pair. And then they came back. So we would want to see them creating these equal highs, then drop to the downside, come back to this area, then they start dropping. That's what we would want to see. Let me bring the confluence of the EMA. Let's see. Okay, it's still trading inside because there's some sort of like a consolidation, right? So I think we still have to wait a little bit on this one as well. And then, yeah, let's exercise some patience just a little and see the market breaking towards to the downside, right? As you can see how I have put it here. So these are the lower high, 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 lower high, 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 lower high, 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 equal highs. Then you expect them to drop and break the previous the previous lower high. Then they come back to retrace, go start creating these lower lows. So yeah, there's a little bit of some weight that needs to be exercised. I think even if I go to H1, it's still gonna give us the same thing. So yeah, it's not yet really ready. We still have to wait on this pair. But for me, ODJPY doesn't look nice for me to take it. I want higher probability trades. I don't know what you think, Tato, but for me,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it doesn't look interesting. It's not something that I'm interested in trading. I would rather choose your US state leadership than this one. It's clean, the US state.
Yeah, it's clean. Yeah, it's at our area now.
Because
Okay, leadership.
because even if you look at the EMA, it's corresponding nicely. The candlestick are responding. The market structure is responding from each and every time frame. Yes, some of the time frames they don't even correspond with what is happening. You know, if you go to if you go to weekly, you see what's happening. I think it's monthly. It shows a different thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shows a different thing from the last higher low. It was not retraced where we were expecting it to come to go there, and the candlestick were not even looking nice, right? And then if we go to weekly time frame, there's this nice breakdown to the downside direction, right? But it doesn't really give us a clear confirmation in terms of candlestick and everything. So I'm not really interested into it. It looks nice. Maybe in future it might give us a nice shift of move with all the technical elements of our systematic BCB. But for now, I'm not interested. We might just keep an eye on it to just keep on what it will possibly do. But at the moment, I'm not interested in trading it. But it's a good pair. It's a good pair.
No problem, leadership. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't mind waiting for weeks, you know.
Yeah. So when you talk about Bitcoin, my brother said we are taking out the new high, which is right. The market is back to the previous higher high. The most highest that the Bitcoin have ever reached. We are back into that area. So yeah, we would I think for me, I would take advantage of Bitcoin on those cryptocurrencies and just buy and hold. But in terms of here, this side of the market, I wouldn't come here and buy because you know here it fluctuates a lot. There's a lot of activities that are happening. That side, it's the risk reward ratio that side. It's a little bit uh, lower than this side because this side, one shift of move going to the downside, you're out, and then it continues to go up. So that side, even if it goes down a little bit or stuff like that, but the sooner it push up, you start making a profit. So yeah, but it looks good as well. But although it didn't do exactly what we wanted to, we were expecting last week, but it's still okay. We can't get it right all the time. Let's just accept and move on with our life. Yes. As the second week begin of the boot camp, how are you guys doing? Are you guys still coping? Are you still okay? Are you still happy? Or you are not learning anything out of it? Anyone who can speak for you, just one person. One person, guys, come on. We don't have time. We're running out of time, guys. Anyone who wants to speak on the bootcamp members, anyone who can speak, just one person.
Yeah, I'm still happy, sir. And then for for last week, yeah, and thank you for like the patient. Now for side tag, I've never been so patient, and then like it or like this one works for me. Maybe nkabe ke bloile. So yeah, I think it works for us, this picture.
Okay, thank you so much, brother. Thank you a lot. Guys, let's call it a day, right? The market is opening in the next, I don't know,
For
almost
sure.
in the next, I think 40 minutes, or it opens 11 or 12, Tado.
At 12. At 12.
Okay, the market is opening in the next 2 hours. Just keep an eye on your accounts. Maybe you might open with a gap. We don't know, in favor of our direction or against us. Please expect anything, guys. It might happen. Maybe it will just open from where it closed. We don't know. So let's love and leave one another. All the best for this coming week. We hope to continue to be profitable as we've been. The systematic BCB strategy as we continue to milk the market. Cheers, guys.
Yep.
I love you. One love.
Cheers. Thank you.
For sure.
Siyabonga leadership.
Yes, Baba.